All right, everyone, here we go. It's an all signs reading. Doesn't matter what your sign is. It's straight up energy reading. This is Mercury Retrograde, and it is both. It is Mercury Retrograde in Sagittarius, and next week it's going to roll back into Scorpio. And I'm pulling on both energies as one, right? Because it's a cause and effect type of a thing, the way they're working together with the surrounding energies. You've heard of a wake-up call? This is what I call, it's my own personal saying, it's called a make-up call. A make-up call is when you realize you're about to do something that you're probably going to have to make up for later, right? It can apply in relationships. It can apply to skipping tests. I used to do it a lot in high school. I would just, I'll make up the test later. I'm going to go do this right now. And you know the whole time you're creating a pain in the ass for yourself. But you do it anyway. It's a bit of this, right? The pre-shuffle, the surface energy. It's my king of action. Mercury starts out in Sagittarius, retrograde. Sagittarius is fun. Sagittarius is fun. It's my king of action, right? Crossed by the Knight of Wands. Somebody taking impulsive actions. Why? Because it makes them happy. The sun, right? But then we got this divine timing. We got a moment where things settle down, right? It's a time to hunker down and get to work. And we might have some cup-like regrets after that. Somebody attached to you is sort of like, rather than sitting and doing a serious rethink, which they'll probably do when Mercury moves back into Scorpio, they're having some fun, right? They're doing whatever. This is all la-la land here, right? Somebody's going to have a makeup call coming. I'll tell you what, with the Four of Cups, now they're jammed up. Now what? There's a now what moment here with the Four of Cups and the Two of Swords, all right? Now underneath that is a reconciliation energy. That is the makeup. I didn't even know that was there. There it is. The Two of Swords is bookending the King of Swords. I didn't go any further than that before I hit record. And there it is, reconciliation. That's your makeup. Yeah. I don't know here. I do have somebody that's taking actions, but they're doing it in every direction but towards you. And they're going to regret that. Somebody's going to regret. It's sort of like I could also take this energy, which could play out 1,000 different ways, of course. I could also take this energy and say you invite somebody to your party and they don't go. Because they think whatever. I got something else to do. And you spend the time remembering that they didn't go. It bothers you that they didn't go. That kind of a thing. All right? I don't know. Let's see what happens here. You having a party and somebody decides not to go. It's a good example. Just catch my drift. All right, let's see where we're at. This is the type of energy where you could, we say sometimes in Mercury retrograde, things get lost, things break down, messages don't get through, all that kind of stuff. Your message gets through here. This is just somebody who blew it off, right? If you leave somebody a message, they might blow it off while Mercury's in Sagittarius and then regret it when it moves back into Scorpio. It's a makeup call, right? It's time to make up. They're going to have some splaining to do. I'll tell you what. All right, let's shuffle the deck. First card out for the cuts. Why the fuck are we here? So why the fuck are we here? I'm not going to get too crazy deep. We've had a lot of deep readings lately. The Jupiter reading was deep. It is. The Jupiter reading's a goddamn history lesson waiting to happen. Relationship history, world history. It's a big deal, this bubble. So don't discount that. But, this is... I think you can have some fun with this one. I think you're in control here. Anyway, this is an invite. This is not somebody coming towards you. This is an invite. I think you make somebody an invite, and this is type of energy. This is why the fuck are we here? It's the card before the cut. It backs up the pre-shuffle, right? It is crossed by the card that's the overall energy of the reading, and I don't always tell you that, so I'm telling you that for a reason today. You're going to need to know that. Remember that. It's a bit of what I said already. I think this is, you might say, well, the ball's in your court, motherfucker. And you might say motherfucker with love. I don't know. But the ball's in your court is what you might say to somebody. Again, just catch my drift. Probably not your exact words. Okay? The door's open. What you going to do? You got an invite to my party. What you going to do? Right? All right. Let's see where we go. Who comes after the cut? The King of Cups. It's almost like somebody just refuses to cave in, wants to hold on to feelings for you, make you try to guess what they're feeling. So you might have somebody that makes you try to guess what they're feeling a little bit. You might, if let's take my party analogy. You invite somebody to a party, they don't show up. You spend the whole party in the corner with your friend. Oh, I've been to these parties. I know, right? 91% of this channel is female. I know what you do. You go, you huddle in a corner with a bunch of your friends. One person's crying because somebody didn't show up to the party, and everybody else has got ideas about why they didn't. And you're all talking about it, bouncing ideas off each other. Well, maybe he got into a car accident. Oh my God, a car accident. I mean, that's worse. That girl makes it worse. Oh, what the fuck was she thinking? Why would you say that? You know, I mean, it's a bit of that, okay? It's somebody who's weaponized love, holding love hostage, right? You got a love hostage crisis happening with Mercury in retrograde. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, let's shuffle. Let's shuffle the deck. I've been to that party. It's always fun to overhear that conversation. Holy shit. Okay. I always lean over and go, okay, hold on. First of all, no. Pointing to at least one person. And second of all, you know, just enjoy your party. Honestly. All right, here we go. Enjoy your life. In this analogy, whether you're having a party or not, it's your life, right? Somebody wants to hold their feelings for you hostage. That's fine. There's guilt there and everything like that. This could be a family member or a friend. This doesn't have to be a deep, deep soul connection, you know? Family members are notorious for holding love hostage, or weaponizing it, using it to keep you where you are, using guilt trips. Oh, but what'll happen to me if you? Oh, fuck me. You know, I mean, it is crazy town. It's fine. Whatever. Let's see where we go. We're going to have some fun with this reading. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here or you found Steve Lovecherry, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. I'm not a fucking Time Lord. I keep telling you that. If I was, I'd invite you all in my TARDIS and we can get the fuck out of here. Go somewhere. Tell you what. All right, here we go. Look at that. Look at that. That's your overall energy. What did I say earlier? I told you purposefully that the overall energy, the card that I put here, that I place here, that one, is crossing the card before the cut. So that's crossing a Knight of Cups. All right? You're making somebody, your door is open. One cup is open to the other cup showing up. The other cup just seems to want to fuck with you a little bit. I'm going to put it that way. I'm exaggerating, but I'm going to put it that way. All right? So Wheel of Fortune underneath that. I would almost recommend a strategy here if it does play out that way for you. If somebody wants to hold their feelings hostage, pull yours back. In sales, it's a takeaway, right? You get somebody who doesn't, you know, you don't be afraid to walk away from the deal. You know, just don't be afraid to walk away from it. If you are afraid to walk away, then they win. Because they're holding it hostage, then they get what they want, right? Don't pay hostage takers, right? It's just that kind of a thing. All right, let's see where we go. Let's do a pyramid. All right, top row is how this person feels about you. Let's dig in. The middle is how other people see you, okay? Or they see you. We'll say they, but other people are going to show up there too. So I'll tell you how everybody sees you. Okay. Bottom of the pyramid, or it's upside down anyway, is the potential final outcome. I say potential because it's your potential final outcome. I say potential because I can't predict free will. Nobody can. I'll clarify I may clarify everything. Why not? I mean, maybe. We'll see. We'll do what needs doing. And I'll throw some universe cards at the end, and we'll probably extend this. I think this is going to be interesting. I do. I like Mercury retrograde readings. They tend to be fairly popular. Everybody knows about Mercury retrograde. Even people that aren't into astrology talk about Mercury retrograde. Frankly, the more important one right now is Jupiter retrograde. But hey, whatever. You know, it is what it is. All right, that's it. Let's see where we go. Top row, how they feel about you. 7 of Wands. Let's get on camera. You don't get the first one on camera, you fuck the whole pyramid. I'll tell you. 7. Well, first of all, let's pretend I didn't pull the Strength card. And I was going to say they're very This person is very adamant. They're very defensive about their feelings. If I were to walk up to this person, whoever it is, and say, how do you feel about my viewer? Well, what the fuck you mean by that? Don't ask me that question today. Okay? I think that question holds more meaning as we move away from fire energy. All right? Because there's the Leo energy right there. They're holding on to that rose. And good luck. You want to walk up to a 500-pound cat, try to take a rose out of its mouth? I don't think so. Right. Imagine that rose is a steak or something. Good luck with that. What's red here? What's here? It's red with the 7 of Wands. Yeah, the Page of Pentacles. They're afraid of you. They're people don't look. There's a lot of things people don't like. Let's just talk about people. You know, I've spent my life people watching, usually snickering under my breath as I do. People don't like to be wrong. People don't like to be told or shown that they're stupid. People don't like to be... People don't like it when they're afraid that other people don't feel the same way they do, yet at the same time people are afraid to ask others how they feel, which is why we never really find out how other people feel about us. It's always a big mystery. It's very rare you get a moment. You know, sometimes the energy sets up where you get to find out how someone really feels. And I know you want me to say, oh, this reading's going to get deep. This is one of those moments, isn't it, Steve? No, it isn't. It's not one of those moments. It's one of those moments where somebody's a douche. Okay? Somebody's a dickweed. End of story. I mean, they're just not, they don't want to, they're afraid to find out how you feel. Because if you reject somebody, if somebody feeling like a 500-pound cat and you reject them, it hurts their ego. Right? It's the same thing with fighting, you know, a fight. Fighting is about ego. It's about destroying the other person's ego. Bruce Lee taught us that a long time ago in his book. But it is. It's about imagine somebody here thinks they're this 500-pound cat and they could walk it over. I'm going to gut you like a fish if you come over here again, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And then they throw a shot at you and it doesn't faze you. They know they hit you as hard as they could and you're still standing. Right? All of a sudden, that 500-pound cat becomes this. You've already won at that moment. At that moment, you've won. You've destroyed that person's ego. They could not scare you. They could not intimidate you. And even when they tried to come at you, nothing happened. Right? They failed. It's that kind of energy. This person probably knows that if they come at you, they're not on your level emotionally. All right? They're already, this 500-pound cat is already fake. Now, as far as the feelings go for you and another layer of energy, they have a lot of passion for you. Whoever this person is very passionate about you. They care about you a lot. It could still be a family member. Family members can care passionately about somebody. But I think we have different love languages here with whoever is coming in for this reading on some level. And I think retrograde works in the sense of it might make them regret it. Let's see what they think about you. All right? You know, when they close their eyes and dream about you, what are they thinking about? The lovers. You know, it doesn't surprise me. A lot of passion there. Well, yes, that's one layer of energy. But the energy is always in layers. And this, I'm taking this more from the perspective of what they think when they think about you. This person thinks you make. It's someone who might tell you that they think you make the wrong choices, but envy the choices you make at the same time. Can I phrase it that way? Does that make sense? Right? All right. Anyway. The Magician. This is an energy. This could be this is the primary energy that's coming in. I don't want to say it's a family member. It could be a friend. This could be a close friend or something like that who's, you know, who just is, they're in and out of your life maybe. I don't know. But this is somebody who wants you to stay the same. And I don't think you are. I think you're changing. I think you're changing on a high level, and I think this energy wants you to stay the same. Okay? They want to roll back the clock. Mercury retrograde can sometimes do that. Any kind of retrograde. But there's a lot of retrogrades happening right now. And Mercury is just one of them, but we are talking about Mercury retrograde. So let me just say, Mercury retrograde in particular can make you want to go back to a certain time. It can bring some nostalgia. Okay? It can. This one does, because when it rolls back into Scorpio, it gets very watery, it gets very emotional, right? That you start, even if there's no one around you, you start saying things to yourself that are very emotional. And somebody here wants things the way they used to be. That's why I say it might be a family member or a friend. It could be an ex. too. It's somebody you would have had a relationship with. They want things to be the way they were. Now, if you never had a relationship, if you're like, well, it can't be that, it could also be a runner, but it would be a runner who wants a do-over. All right? But that's the weakest, that would be the least likely here for a scenario. Okay? So take it as it resonates, but someone who wants things to go back to the way they used to be. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Potential final outcome for you, red with the strength card. The moon. They're keeping their feelings pretty hidden. I want to say as yet unknown is what it's coming out here. It's hard for the energy to predict an outcome here. It depends on how you react to certain things. We're going to have to clarify this. The wheel spins round and round. We're going to have to clarify. I got two soulmates, potential for two soulmates to come together here. You got a scared lion on your hands here. You got somebody's very intimidated. Let's pull on the lion. All right, let's go. Why is the strength card here? Interesting. I may pull a side read here. You know what? Can I do something? Can I? Would you mind if I did something real quick? Let me, you know what? I'm not going to reuse this deck. I'm going to use this for the clarifiers. I'm going to grab the light seer here real quick. And let me just pull on your connection specifically. What would have been your connections here in the other reading? I just want that. I want that. Just out of curiosity. What's the connection? What's the card that represents this connection? High Priestess. Again, hidden energy, hidden energy. This is why I did this. Crossed by the Seven of Swords. There's just, it's deceptive. It's hidden energy. Somebody's keeping their feelings hidden and they're masking it with bullshit. They're dancing all around, sneaking away from how they feel. Yeah, no, I'm right. I'm spot on with this. I just wanted to get a verification because I don't think we know what the outcome. I think you're getting some inside info here. I would use it wisely. But I would wait to use it until Scorpio Mercury Retrograde commences, okay? The second part. Now let's pull on the strength card. Somebody's hiding a lot of feelings. A 500-pound cat. They're hiding a 500-pound cat. If you want something for your mind's eye, okay? It's a fucking lion. A real deal fucking lion, all right? For your mind's eye, you got neighbors in an upstairs apartment. They're not allowed to have pets. They're hiding a lion. It's one thing to hide a tabby cat or a fucking little dog or a parakeet. It's another thing to hide a 500-pound cat. They can't hide it, in other words. It's impossible. It's not going to happen. So, you know it's there. You knock on the door. You say, do you have a pet up here? No, we don't have a pet. They lie right to your face. It's that kind of energy. Why is the strength card here? They're really masking their feelings. I got two cards of hidden energy tied to how they feel about you. And a 7 swords crossing that fucker. And here's the Knight of Swords. There's going to be many times during Mercury Retrograde, because I'm just singling out Mercury Retrograde, both phases of it. There's going to be many times during Mercury Retrograde where this person has a moment. And you'll see it come up in readings, like 8 of Wands, communication. They're going to reach out. They're good at this and that. There's many moments where they're going to just tell you how they feel. They just make the snap decision to do it. Something gets in the way of that. I think it's whatever this energy is. Right? I'm just telling you in advance. I know y'all cheat on me with other readers. That's fine. I don't care. I know about it. It's fine. Right? It's when the person doesn't know about it that it's tough. Right? Careful. You're going to get a lot of communication. I know Mercury's retrograde, but strangely communication's coming up, things like that. Yeah, this is why. Somebody here making snap, all of us say, hey, I'm a 500-pound cat. I can do this, right? They're the Hulk in their house, but as soon as they pick up the phone or as soon as they leave the door or head to your party, whatever it is, on the way there, they get a lot smaller, right? They become a real tiny kitten. All right, let's go. What's on top here? I'm sorry, we're not done with this one. Knight of Wands. Yeah. What did I say? This backs up what I said, isn't it? Impulsive decisions, right? Emotionally immature, impulsive decisions, ill thought out with the clouds around his head. It's what I said. I read the energy first, then I throw the cards. I mean, I'm doing my best to explain these energies to you. I think my simple analogies do the trick here. All right? You got somebody really masking feelings for you. You matter. It might be somebody for a few of you, not all, but it might be somebody who told you, I never want to see you again. Or you said, I never want to see you again. Or something along those lines, like somebody's just out of your life. You know, you've cut off contact. It could be that. It could be, or they cut it off with you. I don't know. They are holding these feelings that they have for you hostage, though, strangely enough. I think they're aware you have feelings for them. I just don't think they can match it. That's a possibility, too. Why is that here? The Six of Cups. Yeah. It's what I already told you. This energy, Mercury retrogrades, especially when they roll back in signs like Scorpio, can bring up a lot of nostalgia. You can want things to go back to the way they were. But we can't. Out there in the real world, we want things to go back to the way they were. You know, make something great again, that kind of a thing. We can't. There aren't enough natural resources left to put things back to the way they were 80 years ago. You can't do that. At the end of the day, you have to take what you got and move forward with that and do proper math. This person's doing the same kind of thing. They get in some kind of nostalgic mode where they want to go back to the way things were once before. There's too much water under the fucking bridge here, is what I'm trying to say. There's too much water under the fucking bridge. There's just, it applies in practical life and it applies in emotional life. You can't, it's why marriages, people get divorced and then remarried. When they get back to, they get back together, they get remarried, and they redo the honeymoon that they did the first time. It's never the same. Why? Because there's too much fucking water under the bridge. Too much has happened. Energetic resources no longer exist. For that, it's a different energy. It's a different core energy. It's a different cycle that's happening. All of that. It's never quite the same. And then they come back from that with a little bit of disappointment. Because at least the ones who went into it with expectations that it was going to be just the same as it was. It's not. It can't be. Right? It's not possible. As we go through life, we have to take where we learn from the past, we apply it to the present, and we move forward. Right? Resources are a finite thing, just like emotions are as well. Emotions flow like a river. How you felt back here is not the same as now because a lot has happened. A lot of water under the bridge. Right? Let's talk about defensiveness. Let's talk about it. This person is a little bit delusional. You get the High Priestess with the Seven of Swords. You get a carpet sweeper. You get someone who's delusional. Someone who, if you bring up a topic about that they don't want to talk about, they may uncomfortably laugh and try and change the subject. People do that all the time. Sadly, it's a mark of a low vibration person. I will tell you that as an energy reader. But I think you do have a soul connection with this person. I think they have great potential, whoever it is. I just don't think Mercury retrograde is going to necessarily bring it out. But they are going to get very nostalgic, right? They want to go back to the way things used to be. Well, that is rarely possible. Rarely. Crossed by the Page of Swords. I just got done my whole diatribe here. I ended with my honeymoon thing. I talked about they return in disappointment because they had expectations it was going to be the same. Disappointment. Page of Swords. Somebody there's this whole, they're nostalgic for the way things are, and then they try to make them happen. Even if they do reach out, it's going to end in disappointment because they're defensive because it's not going the way they planned it. This is somebody who, even if they are planning to talk to you, they have it in their mind exactly how it's going to go because this is how it went last time. We can't do that. That's like judging a new relationship based on what someone else did to you, right? Well, my ex had dark hair and he was a prick, so I guess you must be too because you have dark hair. I mean, what? No, not necessarily. Right? I mean, what's on top here? Queen of Swords. Why is that here? The Eight of Cups. If it doesn't play out, it's what I just said. I read the energy first. If it doesn't play out exactly as this person wants, they walk away from it. right? It's got to be perfect. It's got to go exactly the way they imagine. And things don't do that. The bridging energy of the Seven of Wands, of fucking defensiveness and, holding, screw you guys, I'm going home, got to have it my way kind of a thing, is 10 Wands, because that's not how things work. If you're going to remarry somebody, for example, and go relive that honeymoon, you relive the honeymoon knowing that things might have changed and things are going to play out differently. You don't get all delusional that it's going to be just like it was back then. It isn't. It isn't. It's not even possible, because energies change. It's just like the surrounding energies. The large planets sometimes are in different places, but a cycle is playing out. Repeating cycles will play out. Similar, but not exactly the same, because the big core energies in the surrounding big planets, Saturn and stuff like that, are in different places. All of that. I mean, this person is not considering any of that. All they're considering is the nostalgia, and they want what they want. That's a carryover from the Sagittarius phase of this. I'm going to pull on this page. A lot of this happens during the Scorpio phase, which is why I blended the two together for this reading. I think it's important. All right, let's go. Page of Pentacles. What do we get here with my little Page of Pentacles? It's crossed by the Ten of Pentacles. You shatter their illusions. You're a higher vibration person than this person. I already told you that. I could pick up on that right now. You shatter their illusions. People don't... Half the stuff I say, people don't want to hear. Lower vibrational people react to it. We can go back to the way things used to be. Somebody said that when I said, no, it's not possible. There aren't enough resources. It can't happen. You can't live now like they did in the 60s even. You can't do it. It's not there. They're gone. Once they're gone, they're gone. It cannot happen. Even the math that governs macroeconomics won't work. We've moved through the equation. It can't. Deal with it. I mean, it is what it is. You take where you are now, you make the best of it, and you move forward with that math. Not some old gorilla math, right? This person's working with old gorilla math here. They got something that you shatter their illusion of what their life actually is. Right? What's on top? Temperance. Why is that here? The King of Pentacles. Yeah, somebody thinks they're an angel. Somebody thinks they're good. Everything they think they are. The King of Pentacles, stable, fantastic. They're the angel. They're telling the truth. And then all this over here. They get met with something different from what they think and what they feel, and their reaction to it is Cartman from South Park. Screw you guys, I'm going home. Right, there it is. That's their reaction to it, because it's too hard to face. That's who you're dealing with. And this person, whoever this is going to have to face a lot of shit. Why are they so deceptive? Well, it wants to show itself. They're emotionally immature. That's what I said. Lower vibrational people don't like anything that differs from their little vision of whatever it is they have in their fucking head. If it differs at all, they fucking throw a high-speed freak out. Fine. I mean, okay. So somebody sees you, wants things to stay the same. They want you to stay the same. They don't like the choices you're making because you're changing. You're growing. You're going on new journeys. It takes them away from you. Okay. We don't like things to change. I want things to stay the same. All right. It's like that old bit from Saturday Night Live back in the day. I think it was it Dana Carvey or somebody who did the old man who wanted things not to change, right? Oh, fiddlesticks. When I was young, we used to, right? It's that old wanting things to stay the way they were, right? Well, people need to get over that shit. In the soulmate cycle, too. I mean, you got pictures, all right? It is what it is. You're changing. You've grown. This person hasn't. They want to keep things where they are, whoever this is, which is why it's probably a family member or a friend or an ex that I'll take you back, but we got to go back to the way things were. Any kind of ultimatum like that, I think you're going to middle finger it. That's why the universe doesn't even know what's going to happen. It's like, I can't tell, Steve, as yet unknown. I mean, I pulled on the Magician. I don't need the Lovers. I got that. But the Magician here, you're changing. That's what they see. They think you're making bad choices. Yeah, I got you. And the result of those bad choices is you're changing. Right? Here's karma. You're fulfilling a destiny. This energy isn't, whoever this is. They're stuck. They're stuck in the mud. a little bit. Right? And people like this get stuck in the mud. This energy is stuck in the mud. You have a destiny to fulfill. You have a future. All right? What's on top? And I think this person feels that. Oh, I think they do. I think they feel the vibrations of that energy for sure. What's on? Queen of Pentacles, that's you. Right? Look at you. You're the real deal. You're the real deal. The King of Pentacles isn't always the real deal. It's not. I have to look at what the base card is. It's a little child, isn't it? Right? In the animal deck, this deck, see that little fawn? He's up nuzzling the Queen of Pentacles in this deck. There you are, the Queen of Pentacles. See, everything matters. So you're the real deal. They see you grow, and it bothers them. It rattles them. Why is that here? We get this a lot. The Queen of Cups. They don't think you love them anymore. They think if you move on, you won't love them. They think you'll find somebody else. They think the love will fade. This person is delusional about what love is. Love is eternal. It can be. You know. I mean, you probably, on some level, at some point, or even maybe still, love this person unconditionally, but you can't be around toxic energy. This person doesn't understand what unconditional love is. It always has a condition with someone like this. We can see the condition here. Doesn't go their way. Screw you guys, I'm going home. Well, that's a fucking condition, isn't it? Right? When the going gets tough, this person gets going. They take off. Yeah, and right there. Bridging energy is the moon, which is right where we're headed right now. You know, I mean, you're going into, I could phrase it this way. I think this person thinks you don't fear the unknown enough. And I think you don't fear the unknown, and I don't think you should. The unknown is where we're going. It's where life is. Why do we want to go back to something that didn't work in the first place? Why do you want to go backwards? Be it a relationship or whatever. It doesn't make any sense. The unknown is where we've got opportunity. It's where the possibilities live. And this connection, this person, you're fulfilling a fucking destiny. I believe that. This person sees that. It bothers them. They might try to stop you. They might try to communicate and say, hey, I don't like the choices you're making. You know, blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. You know, I mean, all right, here we go. A lot of the karma, that was a karma card that was crossing there. A lot of the karma that's, I will tell you, just based on the energy that I get here. A lot of the, I'm going to phrase it this way because it's easy to understand. I'm going to say it's not really what's going on. Okay? Can we be clear on that? Okay. Because some guru out there will call me an idiot for saying this, and I get you. It's not what's happening, but it's an easier way to explain it. Okay? You're making new karma. You're laying new paths. Okay? Truth is, the paths are already there. You're just you're making different choices. But it feels to me a lot of the karma, what the kids would call karma, what that card called karma that's around you is very new. And it bothers this person. This is someone who's stuck in the past. They want to stay in the past. They want things to be the way they were. They're that old man from the fucking Saturday Night Live skit. Well, we used to walk to school and we liked it that way. Yes, we did. Right? No. I mean, it's just an example. I'm not saying this person's old, but I'm saying that's the fundamental difference. And that's why your connection is the Wheel of Fortune spinning. You see the spin I just put on that, right? It kept spinning. There it is. That's why. It's got that fuel behind it. It still wants to spin. All right. Am I going to land on bankrupt or miss a turn? Which is it? Lose a turn? Fuck off. Honestly, I was going to be like one of those stupid people and buy a vowel. Right? I'm going to spend money because I'm too stupid to figure out a word without an E in it. Oh, fucking hell. The vowel... You know what the vowels are. Just run through them in your head real quick. Oh, man, I can't watch that show. People drive me crazy. All right, let's go to the moon. Why is it here? Good Lord. If that's how if financially that's how you live your life, $250, whatever, yeah, here, give me 6 of them. And then you deserve what you get. You know, I mean, honestly. The moon, why is it here? Let's see where we're at. The moon. Why is it here? Well, I guess they weren't smart enough to get on Jeopardy, so It's an easy way to win money. You spin a wheel, you guess a word. It's not like asking old history questions. The Norse king in the 11th, I hear you. Why's the moon here? I'd rather go on Wheel of Fortune too. I'm not saying I don't want to work that. If I can win all the money by spinning a wheel and never buying a vowel, I'll take that. What do I want to work harder for? All right. There we go. All right, let's go. The moon, this was crossed by judgment, karma. The moon is here. I said it ties us to here, and it does. All that shuffling, there's your karma coming back again. Everything I said holds true. Also about Wheel of Fortune. If you're ever on that show, you buy a vowel, don't come back to my channel. All right, here we go. This channel's way too advanced for you. All right, you can't solve that word. It's missing 2 E's. You want to spend $500? Go ahead, idiot. All right, here we go. Karma. There it is. It's the unknown. It's the road ahead of you is the unknown. There's something about this retrograde, this Mercury retrograde in particular. I don't know if it's the Sagittarius section or the Scorpio section. It's probably both, because there's some reason I decided to pull the reading with blending them together. Whatever it is, there's something about this retrograde that makes you, any fear you have of the unknown goes away. Poof, it's gone. And it opens up a destiny that you didn't even know was there. It opens up a future you didn't even know you had. And whoever this person is that's attached to you that likes things the way they were, right? This person here that thinks you're making bad decisions, you're making a mistake, wagging their finger at you, holding the feelings they have for you hostage, hoping to keep you still, right? Whoever this person is, they can feel that. They can feel you. It's not just about you slipping away or you being hot, you being the real deal and them being the fake deal. It's not about that. It's about you're slipping away. You're moving on to something bigger and better, and they getting stuck back. Still holding firm, doubling down on the fact that where they are in the past is better. No. Maybe you get some visions. Maybe this plays out for you. All my readings tie together. This could be some of those lucid dreams I was talking about in the Jupiter reading. Pay attention to your dreams. Keep a dream journal. This is a big deal that this came out this way. The moon and karma, and the moon and karma. And when I said what I said, throwing some, look, if I choose to throw some hocus pocus on it, you know it's a big deal, because I don't like doing that. I like to try to keep things real and grounded in science as much as possible. But there is some science here. There's some psychology here. When you don't fear the unknown, you become pretty powerful. You'll try things. And fortune favors the bold. It really does. All right. This person. All right. What's on top? Fucking devil. I'm going to explain this one to you before I even pull this other card. That's the angel right there shining a light on it. Okay? I already said you're the real deal. Right? You're going to see this person for who they really are, There's a good number of people, there's a percentage of people watching this reading right now who think I'm wrong and the past was better. I guarantee it. This retrograde will show you. That's not the case. If I could go back to this relationship, I would. I don't think you would. I think whatever energy it is that sets in for you, I think it opens your eyes a lot. I think it wakes up some kind of energy inside you. Almost, I want to call it a soul contract, but I want to call it a soul contract with yourself, okay? Not with another person. It's almost like, and I'm going to put more hocus pocus on it, it's almost like you made a deal before you came here. You made some soul contracts to go through certain things with certain people, but you also made a deal about what you would do. And I think this energy, it's starting to open up. I think other energies around you are starting to feel it. And that's why a lot of your soulmate connections to me feel like they're having an earthquake, feel like they're rattling a little bit. Okay? So there's a soul contract being called in. It came out in your final outcome. But it's the one where you said, I'll do this. I will walk down these paths. So I will lose fear of the unknown. There will be a moment I will fulfill that destiny. Right? Whatever it is. I mean, Sorry, but it's there. Hocus pocus or not. Why is that here? The Nine of Cups. Emotional fulfillment. There's some sort of this, whatever this deal you made, that's why I waited. I wanted to see what the deal was about. The deal you made is about your emotional fulfillment. It's about sustenance, emotional sustenance for you. Where do I get that from? The fruit, right there. Right? It's not junk food. It's not Twinkies and fucking Pop-Tarts. It's fucking fruit, right? Emotional sustenance. Something about it. You're looking for something. You're on a journey. You're seeking. And I think you're going to find it. And again, it's up to, it's as yet unknown because it's up to your free will. You may fall for whatever this person's pitch is. I don't know. Some people do. It's not going to stop you. It's just going to jam you up a little bit if you do. That's all. It's no big deal. But I would rather you just take what I'm saying, take what resonates, discard what doesn't, right? It's a channel of YouTube. I've got to have a point of view. I've got to say something. Agree, disagree, I don't fucking care. It doesn't matter, right? It's just, I can't come out here and not say anything. And it wouldn't be a popular channel if I was boring and I had the same old thing that everybody says, right? I mean, it is what it is. Do what you want to do with the information I'm giving you. Ultimately, I'm telling you, a destiny opens up to you that you may not have been aware of. You lose something about this Mercury retrograde, takes away any fear you have of the unknown and allows, and that, the moment that's gone, you start to move forward. I mean, plain and simple. The minute you, it's just like saying the minute you stop clinging to the past, you start to move forward. You learn from the past, you take what you can in the present, and then you move forward. That's what you're doing. That's basically at its core the conclusion you're coming to, but there's a lot more hocus pocus attached to it. It's God's source, the universe itself. It's some sort of righteous path. I mean, it's beautiful energy. Holy shit. I mean, you're on fire. All right, here we go. Let's shuffle the deck. 3 cards from the bottom and a crossing card. Let's see where we're at. Very rarely can we relive past energies. No matter what it is, we can't. Things change. Core energies evolve. Things go away. In the real world, resources diminish. It's just not there. In the abundance they once were, you know. It is what it is. Everything is math, unfortunately. The math is what it is. The Emperor, final message to you. The Emperor, the Ace of Pentacles, Judgment. These are big cards, you guys. And the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is crossing the Ace of Pentacles. And the energy flow is center, left, right. Something, it's kind of funny actually, because something somebody says to you changes your path. Something happens to you during this retrograde. I don't know if it's something somebody says. The Knight of Swords brings a message of change. So it's possible it's something somebody says, but it doesn't have to be. These cards are symbolic. They're mediums for me, right? They're symbolic. So whatever it is, you find, I'm going to phrase it this way. I don't know if it comes from something somebody said or something you see or just the mystical energies around you, some sort of lucid dream you have like I talked about in Jupiter retrograde. I don't know. It's going to be different for all of you. But you finally figure something out. This is grandma on the freeway at 15-mile-an-hour energy, right? You finally figure something out. And it empowers you. And it opens up. This is Judgment, by the way. Judgment was crossing here, and it's right here. It's this karma card we've been talking about. It came out right there. See what I'm saying? It opens up a destiny. But this happens. This lack of fear of the unknown and this destiny that opens up, right? Shining the light on the devil here. This all happens because of a message. Because of something, either something you figure out, something you see, a lucid dream. It probably is a dream. I won't lie to you. But it could also be this person reaching out and saying something to you. And then you tie that to something I said, for example. This person seems to want things to be the way they used to be. As soon as somebody says that to you in this energy, you know instantly they can't. I'm telling you, just the energies themselves are different, the core energies. I don't care if you had a soul recognition in this person or a breakup with this person or whatever, and it was 2 weeks ago. The energies are different. You can't go back to what it was. There's water under the bridge. Something happened. And that something added to the energy. It changed the energy. Right? So, at the end of the day here, whatever it is, pay attention for it. And believe it when you hear it. That's the thing. Don't turn into this person. This person actually feels how powerful your energy is. Don't prove them wrong in this energy, which you can because it's a retrograde. It's Mercury retrograde. Oftentimes, all bets are off. And this is why Mercury retrograde readings are important, because I can tell you how to prevent the pitfalls of it. There is, even for you, a lot of nostalgia that comes back in. And you may find yourself in moments, I wish things were the way they used to be and all that kind of stuff. And you might even see ways you could make that happen. I'm telling you that's a mistake, okay? I'm telling you it's a mistake. But whatever. You do what you want to do. But again, there is something here where you have some kind of dream that might guide you or some kind of message that comes in. So don't worry about it. Just pay attention to the signs and signals around you. And pay special attention to any dreams you have, especially if they're lucid dreams. We talked about that in the Jupiter reading. Now I'm going to go pull some wicked voodoo on this. I got a devil on the table. We're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about this connection. And we're going to kind of roll forward with this here. I got a whoever this person is for you, it's a powerful connection. It really is. All right. It has the potential to be King and Queen of Pentacles, which is one of my favorite connections in the tarot. It has the potential to be. It's not right now because the King side of it is a phony ass fool, right? A phony ass who hides what they want, wants things to go back to the way they were. I mean, what's back to the way they were? What do we want to go back to? The 50s, the way you want a relationship like the 1950s, where a woman couldn't even open up a bank account without her husband or her male or her father's permission? Is that what you want? Is that what you want to go back to? You know, I don't. Those are just examples in the world, but there are also examples in connections. Relationships were different. This is somebody who you might find is a little bit old-fashioned. What do you mean you want to go back to the way they were? You mean when you bossed me around and we had this terrible thing? No, things are going to be different this time if we get back together. Those should be the words to come out of your mouth if this is an ex. Things are going to be different this time if we get back together. Right? I mean, it is what it is. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful, but again, pay attention. You'll get a sign. You will. And when you do, you become kind of all-powerful. You kind of hulk up a little bit. And I love you for it. I think it's terrific. This person's not going to like it. I will tell you, whoever this person is, they're not going to like it. All right. That's your reading. If you want the extended, there's a couple of links at the top of the description. I'll pull the shit out of it. We'll pull some side reads. Keep it a little casual. All right. It's your reading. Good luck.